Hey, hey, hey. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I made it. Wow. So I'm here. I'm happy to be here with you guys and to talk about this subject of manifesting the life you dream of. And yeah, wow. So yeah, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to say about this. And I hope you guys are on board and ready to listen. So here's what we're talking about. I um I just did this 3-day workshop and we talked about these ingredients over the course of the 3 days. And I got to say, I had a lot of fun, and the participants had a lot of fun too. The people that showed up were really got a lot out of the workshop, so that was a good thing. And but I know some of you missed it, and I wanted to summarize some things for you because I want you to be able to make a decision about moving into the group coaching program that's going to actually help people do this. So I'm being very upfront about this. This is why I'm doing it for you so you can get the gist, you can see what we're talking about. Because a lot of times people hear the word manifesting and they think, oh, we're going to be wishing, we're wishing something happens, wish this into um we're going to wish this into reality, but that's not what manifesting is. Manifesting requires you do some work. It's an active thing that brings what you're going after into your life. So there's three ingredients to making that happen so that you can really hone in on what you want to see and how you want it to be. And the first of those ingredients, you can't hear anything? Oh my God. Okay. Well, like, huh. Okay, let me see. I'm putting this mic close. Can you hear me now? This is scary. Okay, I'm talking and people can't hear me. Okay, you can hear Mary. Thank you. Um, I'm hoping everybody could hear that. That just gave me a little scary moment there. Um, so I'm talking about manifesting the life you dream of, and I'm explaining that it's not about dreaming without action. It's not about wishful thinking. It's about actually taking steps to make it happen. And the first of those ingredients is to make sure that you have a clear vision, to really truly visualize what it is you want, and to know that those things are aligned with your goals, with your values, and where you want to go. Right? So be very clear with what it is you want to see in your dream life. Because sometimes we have this very vague kind of thing that we're not honed in on, and we're not honed in that it's a reality. Like, for example, I've had, I've always said I wanted to be, yay, I'm so glad you could hear. Yay, friend. Woo, that was a little scary. Um, So one of the things is thinking about, like, I always said I want to be a speaker. I want to be a speaker. I want to be a speaker, but not really clear on what kind of speaker I want to be and how I want to speak and where I want to speak. And one of the things I learned as I delved more and more into becoming a speaker is that they travel a lot. They spend a lot of time on in airports and moving around, and I don't want to do any of that. That wasn't part of my vision of being a speaker, and it doesn't align with my core values. So I had to regroup. I want to be a speaker that does special events a few times a year where I have to be in an airport and in an airplane. But for the most part, I want to speak local. I want to speak virtually, online. I want to speak in local summits and local um, events and virtual events. I do not want to travel all over the place and be out of my home for most of the year, like, 500 days 500 events in 1 year and all those. I don't want that. I don't want to be book solid. I don't want another job. I want to enjoy my life. And so I had to get very clear on what I wanted, because until you're clear on what you want, you can't make it come into fruition. You have to be clear on what you want. Some people say, I want to make enough money to be happy. Does the universe know what that means? You probably don't even know what that means, right? I want to make $60,000 a year. I want to make $1,000,000 a year. I want to have a net worth of $7 million. All of those are real numbers. Have real numbers. Because the universe doesn't know how much money it takes to make you happy. And the truth is, you probably don't know how much money it takes to make you happy either. So each thing that you're talking about, you have to be very clear and very sure, and that it's what you want, that it goes with your core values, that it's in alignment, and that you can see it. So once you're doing that, now you're moving toward making your dream a reality. Now you can see it. Now you know what you're going for. And now you can start thinking, how do I make this happen? What do I do? What steps do I take? How do I move forward? And then you got to deal with the gap. Right? Well, before you get to the gap, you got to get to the believing, right? You have to believe that you can do this. And this is the second step. So the first step is visualizing. The second step is believing that you can have it. Believing that you can have the dream. So I know at one point, people used to say, live the life you've imagined. Go after, live the life you've imagined. That was part of, Henry David Thoreau's thing, and people were really into it. And then we had a recession that was really, really bad. And then there were commercials like, yeah, this guy's still acting like he could have this vineyard and all this stuff. Like, let's get down to reality. Reality is that you can have the life you dreamed of. You can have the life you can imagine. Because your imagination, your mindset is the only limit to you getting what you want. And so the next step is believing that that dream is worthy of you, and that you are worthy of that dream, that you can make it happen, that you can go after it, that you can have everything you've pictured, and you deserve it. So that's the second step, is increasing your believing and your sense of deserving that you can have this thing. So that's the two ingredients. The third ingredient is getting through the gap, bridging the gap. Because once you decide you're going through this dream, and you have visualized the dream, and you know what you want out of the dream, then you have to go through the gap. When you open your eyes, what's there, what you're seeing, is not your dream yet. And so now you have to get through the gap. You have to get through the fear. You have to get through the frustrations. You have to deal with the failures and the obstacles to keep going. Those are the three ingredients: visualization, believing you can have it, and bridging the gap. And when you've done those three things, and you can consistently and systematically do those three things, you're going to manifest the life you dream of. That's just how simple it is when you break it down. Now, I'm breaking it down as simple. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's just those three steps. And in my 12-week program, we're going to go through the details of conquering those three steps. And we're going to help you get to the point where you can have the life that you have dreamed of. And so I want people to know about it. I want people to understand where we're coming from, because I want all of us to be able to have that. You've watched me over these last few years that you've been part of my community change my life drastically to the one I wanted for myself. You've watched me do each of the things that I said I wanted. You watched me go from doing a job that I was not enjoying to doing something I love. You watched me go from wanting to speak and do summits and have a podcast and to doing all of those things. You can do that too. You can have the life you want for yourself. You've watched me go from working outside and having to trudge through the rain and the snow and to being in my house, to enjoying my life. And you can have that. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, I would love, 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 love to have a conversation with you to see how we can implement your dreams. And watch your emails for the group coaching program. If you know you already want it, let me know and I'll send you a link. But I'm going to send a link to everybody in the next day or so. Special offer right at the moment. So I hope you're in. I hope you're down for it. And I would love, love, love to work with you. DM me or write in the comments if you want to reach out and we can talk about it. We can schedule a session and just have a chat. All right. Love you guys and talk to you later. Bye.